So, coming out of the NFL Combine, there is only one thing that we can do here on the channel as responsible football guys who make videos on YouTube. We got to do a mock draft. That's where the whole world is right now. It's actually free agency that opens in about 8 days, but we're looking ahead about a month and 3 weeks or so, 6 or 7 weeks, somewhere around there, to, of course, the NFL draft. So Tanner and I, of course, we've got our favorite teams, but that doesn't matter in this video. We are here to take you through a first round mock draft. Every single team, what sort of picks are they going to make? Who really knows? But we're going to do our best to show you guys what we think.
Yeah, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, Ride the Line, the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. We're here all the time breaking down football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, you name it. We're talking about sports here on the channel and how it relates to betting. And then also make sure you check out WSN.com, the World Sports Network, the best sports network. We're presented by them, and we're writing up picks and articles on everything there. NBA, MLB coming up, of course, the NFL draft and all that good stuff as well. So anyways, Grant, let's get into it here.
100%. And guys, as we go through this, it is your job to go to the comment section. Let us know what your thoughts are, and also hit the like button while you're down there. That's the #1 way you can support us. So what's really interesting is coming out of the mock draft, everybody kind of had the same sort of outline of their mock draft going into the combine. And now coming out of it, there's just been so much. I mean, Caleb Downs has a partially torn meniscus. Does he have a degenerative ACL? That's a rumor. I want to put an emphasis on that. That is a rumor. Mekhi Lemon looked a little strange at the podium. Rumors that he did not interview well, but our team's only saying that to tank his stock. Sonny Styles, the greatest athlete the NFL has ever seen. Jeremiah Love, the running backs don't matter. Not anymore. He's going 3rd overall. Like, things have changed so much just because of the combine, and they will settle down in a few weeks from now. But because we are making this just a couple of days after the combine finished, there's going to be a lot of controversial opinions in here.
Yeah, definitely. So 1 overall, Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, well, there's really not much to talk about here. The Jets at #2, and we've spoken about if they would be interested in drafting Ty Simpson. Could he go all the way up to #2? I'm going to say no, even though I could see a world in which it happens. I'm going to say no, that's not likely for me. Running you through the prospects here, and I'll feel free to give me your responses to these, but Ruben Bain, to me, I've actually gone back and I've looked at the numbers. David Bailey was better as both a pass rusher and a run defender. And that's a big point because people have been saying Bailey can't defend the run, whatever. It's just one of those dumb draft narratives that comes up. Ruben Bain also measured in smaller than everyone is expecting. Yes, he had the short arms, but he was also only 263 pounds when he was listed at 275. And I know that sometimes the big guys, like, they'll drop weight a little bit in the offseason, but even still, he was listed 30 pounds heavier than David Bailey. When they measured in, he was only 12 pounds heavier. So for Ruben Bain to be listed 2nd in this in PFF's rankings, like, I get that it could happen, but I don't think it will.
I think it's going to be Ruben Bain because I think there's more respect for what Miami did in the ACC more than what Texas Tech did. Even though, again, Texas Tech played really well against Oregon, I still think Ruben Bain goes in that spot because, again, he didn't test. He just measured. The arms were short. They knew the arms were going to be short. You can put weight on him. We'll see what he does at his pro day. I think that's really going to make a difference here. But I would still go Ruben Bain until the pro day.
Would you still go with him over Arvell Reese, who I think is the most interesting guy? Runs the 4.46, freaky athleticism, is going to be changing positions somewhat. Like, he did rush off the edge, but he was not a full-time edge rusher. You would expect him to be more of that role with the Jets. Do you think that he could go too?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what they value more. Who's more of a generational talent? Is it Ruben Bain or is it Arvell Reese? It's probably Arvell Reese.
The best version of Arvell Reese is better than the best version of Ruben Bain, but he's changing positions.
I mean, let's do the safe one, which I think is Ruben Bain right now, but it would not surprise me if they go Arvell Reese.
Ruben Bain goes 2nd overall. So the Cardinals at 3, this seemed like a slam dunk for a tackle. Francis Mayanoa, I believe is how you pronounce it. Monroe Freeling dominated the combine. I don't think he's going 3rd overall, but he is moving up the board. Jeremiah Love, again, there's a love fest with him coming out of the combine. Sonny Styles, people are saying that he's not going to escape the top 5. Of course, you've still got the guys like Carnell Tate and all of them, David Bailey as well. You can never have too much pass rushing juice. So how are you feeling about what the Cardinals might do?
I think the Chiefs trade up and get Jeremiah Love here.
The Chiefs trade up
and get Jeremiah Love. That's what I think.
So it doesn't say that the Chiefs are interested. They would have to give up a lot to do that. And Jeremiah Love might fall to them at 9.
He could, but I don't think the Cardinals are going to go quarterback. I think when you look at generational prospects, I think Jeremiah Love is a generational prospect. So maybe the Cardinals want him, maybe they take him. But if not, I mean, I guess they're not interested in the pick, which is ridiculous because
we can force something through. So let's just try to think about like what might be fair here. You're going to have to give up another first. So you would be giving up a first next year.
I'm just saying, if you need that Patrick Mahomes window.
I mean, realistic, if we're being fair here, it's probably going to be like 9 your first the next year and 40 for like 65. I think something like that probably.
Yeah. I mean, we can keep it that. I mean, we can do whatever you want there, but
let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down.
All right. So then they're going to trade up and they're going to take Jeremiah Love there.
Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs. Now, don't get me wrong. The best landing spot for Jeremiah Love is probably the Chiefs because they might score 35 points a game. I don't know how you stop them, even with your receivers being behind bars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you trade up for a running back in the end of the day, but if you're going to do it, this is the time to do it with Jeremiah Love. Also, too, talking about the receivers being behind bars, the Chiefs need a receiver, too. Like, they need a legitimate wide receiver, one who's big and physical, not a little speedy guy. I mean, I know they have Rashee Rice, but they need another guy to complement Rice outside of Xavier Worthy and all these little speed burners that they got on their team. So, I think, running back makes sense there. I think wide receiver, if they did stay at 9 and Jeremiah Love was off the board, I think that makes sense too.
The Titans at 4. Sonny Styles is pretty interesting here to me. Now, obviously, they do need an edge rusher. They're going to be playing a 3-4, so maybe they look at Arvell Reese as well. I think it will be one of those Ohio State linebackers. And because of positional value, ability to rush the passer, maybe we lean Arvell Reese at this one.
Yeah, Arvell Reese.
Arvell Reese to the Titans it is. The Giants at number 5, they're kind of all over the place. They're throwing a bunch of smoke screens. If Sonny Styles is going to go in the top 5, for me, I think it is probably here at number 5. David Bailey falling this far is it's big, but I mean, they can't draft him. They've already got a whole loaded line. I would say it's for me and the Giants, it's probably Francis Maianoa or Carnell Tate, one of those two.
You got to go with Francis, protect Jackson Dart.
There you go. The Browns at number 6. They could go defense if they wanted to, continue to have the best defense in football. They could also go receiver because, I mean, they can draft all the quarterbacks in the world that they want, but they're going to need to help them. David Njoku leaving as well. That's what the loss of a known pass catcher.
So I think we should go Ty Simpson here because the Browns are going to do stupid things. So there's a realistic chance they take Ty Simpson at that spot. The rumor is he could be a top 10 pick right now. If he is a top 10 pick, where is he going? It's probably to the Cleveland Browns or the Arizona Cardinals or the New York Jets. So the Browns have done dumb things in the past. They're interested in Ty Simpson and Malik Willis. If they don't get Malik Willis in free agency, do they go with Ty Simpson? Let's just put him in there.
This is where I'll push back and I'll say they did something smart last year. They traded back from 2 to 5 and they got an extra first round in next year's draft. They got Mason Graham, who had a better rookie season than Travis Hunter did because Travis Hunter wasn't playing.
But Mason Graham still was not an impact player.
No, he was not. He was not.
He was not even close to an impact player. So I think they're going to go Ty Simpson here, honestly.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Doesn't it just feel like they're going to take a quarterback?
It does. I'm not going to lie. And now it might not be at 6. It might be at 24, but I do feel like they're going to end up taking it.
And with all due respect to Shedeur Sanders and everybody, if you're in the Cleveland front office right now, you're Todd Monken and you're just sitting there we got Deshaun Watson. If we put him on the field, it's a 1 year thing. And then we got to deal with the PR issues. We have Dylan Gabriel, who's a midget. And then we got Shedeur Sanders, who was statistically one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history last season. So realistically, it might not be that stupid of a move to go get a quarterback because then you sell Shedeur, you sell Dylan, and you probably keep Deshaun as your backup until his contract plays out.
Boots on the ground here, Tanner, as a Commanders fan. I can tell you that Commanders fans are planning to get one of these guys If all of them are available, I don't know who they go with because they all help out the team an awful lot.
I think David Bailey.
That seems like, I mean, he's the edge rusher, you know?
Yeah, I think David Bailey would be the guy here. As great as Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles are, like Sonny Styles, if he doesn't run that 40, is his rank 5 on the board.
He was probably going to go, I would guess he was going in the 10 to 15 range. And now that's kind of opened up to maybe like 7 to 12.
Yeah. So I'd say Sonny Styles.
You mean David Bailey?
David Bailey. Yeah. David Bailey.
Yeah. The Saints at number 8. I think that if Jeremiah Love is here first and foremost, I think they would take him, but he's not because the Chiefs traded up for him. Caleb Downs would be good for them. Sonny Styles would be good for them. Carnell Tate would be good for them. I don't know. There's multiple avenues there. I would say probably Carnell Tate would be my lean for them.
Yeah, I think Carnell Tate's a good option there.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have tall playmakers down the field with Olave and Tate. It's kind of an insurance policy on Kamara, who's getting on. So yeah, I would keep the offense fresh, help Tyler Shuck, go Carnell Tate.
And like, I do believe that Mekhi Lemon bombed his draft interview.
Well, I mean, we'll get to that. He's not going there. We'll get to him soon enough. The Cardinals, who have traded back to 9, I think they would be wise to go a tackle. And the guy who dominated the combine is Monroe Freeling. He's the one, the name on the tip of everybody's tongue right now.
Like the dude who ran the 5.3, right? 5.
Whatever it was, yeah. And he had the really good. He had the wave drills where he looked really good. Yeah.
How big is he?
He's 6'7".
Yeah.
6'7", 315.
315. What? Oh no, he ran a 4. I thought he ran a 4 something. Monroe.
Oh, I can tell you here, Monroe Freeling.
I think he ran like 4.93. Yeah.
Okay, now of course NFL.com doesn't want to load. Yeah, 4.93 with a 1.71 10-yard split, 33.5 vert, and a 9.7 broad.
I like it. I think Monroe Freeling there. You got to protect whatever quarterback you're going to go out and get. Could be Aaron Rodgers too, honestly. We didn't talk about Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers to Arizona makes a lot of sense.
The Bengals, so they need a lot. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be one of these Ohio State guys. I think Sonny Styles does make sense. Like, just bringing the defense together in the middle of the defense. They need somebody who's going to stand out, and I feel like he sort of captains them. You could say the same about Caleb Downs, but with Styles having the great combine, while Downs had the potential torn meniscus, degenerative ACL, they'll get more clarity on that, I'm sure, and they will know by draft day. But right now, as we make this, we don't know, whereas Sonny Styles, we do know.
Yeah, go with Sonny Styles, and then probably Caleb's probably going to go to potentially Dallas there.
Yeah, I would think it would be probably Dallas. The Dolphins could be a range of people, but the top corners are still here. And for Mansour Delane and McCoy to both fall out of the top 10, I think it could happen, but I also think it's a big opportunity for one of these teams.
Yeah, I think you're probably going Mekhi Lemon here. I still think.
You're going offense.
I would still go Mekhi Lemon here. Just because truthfully, I mean, if he didn't bomb the interviews and you don't have Tyreek Hill now and you rely on speed and in your weapons, like you got Waddle and Mekhi Lemon going at it, I think that's going to be pretty solid.
I would personally go Delane. So okay. I'll give you this tiebreaker and then I get the next one.
Okay.
Caleb Downs to the Cowboys has to be, no doubt. Yep. Which sucks because I'm a Commanders fan and I don't want Caleb Downs going to the Cowboys. The Rams at 13. Cornerback for me is a need. I mean, their guys they've struggled at that spot for a while, and now they've got some free agents there. This has to be your top corner. So for me, that's Mansour Delane.
Yeah, that's easy.
The Ravens at 14. They could use a receiver if someone falls to them. None of the top guys really fell. I mean, actually, Jordan Tyson is still on the board. I'm more out on Tyson than other people, but I will be fair and say that he's getting other people do like him. Caleb Banks anchoring the middle of the defensive line with whatever's going on with Nnamdi Madubuike. Like, if he comes back, then that's great. And if he doesn't, you've got the replacement right there.
So you want Caleb Banks there?
I think Caleb Banks, I think him and probably Jordan Tyson would be my top 2 guys for them.
I'd go Caleb Banks there.
Caleb Banks goes to the Ravens. The Buccaneers at 15. Taylor, this is your team. So what are you thinking?
Well, you need a tight end, you need offensive linemen, and you need defensive help. Like that's where it gets hard. There's a few good tight ends in this draft.
Kenyon
but
Sadiq dominated the combine.
But like, are they good enough to rise that much? Like, because they dominated the combine. I would
say no. I'm lower on Sadiq than probably consensus.
You need a cornerback. You need defensive help. You probably go McCoy.
Jamon McCoy. He would be good there. He would be.
You need defensive. Defense was worse than offense. Now, again, you're going to need a wide receiver if you're the Buccaneers too, because you're going to lose Mike Evans, which I guess isn't the biggest need because you do have so many other guys there. But you're probably going to lose Mike Evans too. So you need a good pass catcher, whether it's at receiver or tight end.
The Jets need basically every single position. So I will walk you through my thought process here. I like Avion Terrell a lot. He's only 5'11", 185, but he plays big. He really does. He's physical. He's disruptive. I think you lost Sauce Gardner, so you got to replace him. And at this point, there's no sort of obvious standout where this guy needs to go here. But for me, he's probably, I look at these guys and I think he's probably my favorite player of them all. And it's at a position of need.
Yeah, I mean, they need a little everybody. That's the biggest thing for me. So you go with what you want there. I would say if I'm ranking the Jets, I don't think they're going to get the quarterback here. Receiver matters, but you still have guys there. Defensively, you gave up some guys. You need a corner in the end of the day, I think, is your biggest need right now.
Yeah, Avion Terrell. So the Lions are up, and they could use offensive line help. You do have Spencer Fano here, who has baby arms that might be hurting him. What's up with all the top linemen having such small arms these days? I mean, Will Campbell and Fano and Ruben Bain. Ioane Vega is a guard, but you'd have to be talking about people moving positions, and Ioane is actually meant to be a guard. I don't think you want to move him around here. So maybe it's an edge rusher. You help out Aiden Hutchinson. I don't really know. I think there's a couple of different avenues you could go down. For me, Mesidor, I'm just like, I don't like that a guy breaks out in his 6th year of college. I don't like that a 24-year-old breaks out against 20-year-olds. That should always happen. So I'm not too sure how he'll do transitioning to the NFL when he's playing against grown men again. I could see it being Keldrick Falk if they want to stop the run better. I could see it being Cassius Howell if they want to get after the passer. And I could see it being Fano.
I think it's going to be Fano in the end of the day. Like, you need offensive linemen. I'm trying to look at their contract situation right now for their offensive line. So Penny Sewell's under contract, I believe, right?
Yes.
So he's under contract. So then your other tackle is Taylor Decker. Taylor Decker is getting up there in age, but contract, that's the question. He's probably a free agent, I would think.
I want to go find Fano's measurables.
No, Decker's under contract too. So he's in the 2nd year. Potential out in 2026.
Yeah, so Fano only had, 32-inch arms. That's longer than I thought.
You're probably looking at a guy that you're going to bump down to guard. Or play both. Play multiple areas because you have Sewell and you have Decker.
You might be looking to bring competition too, though.
Yeah.
I would say Fano.
Fano.
The Vikings at 18. The Vikings, it's weird because they rely on so many veterans on their defense because Brian Flores does put a lot of demand on them, and they've got this very intricate system. But at the same time, you've got to get younger at some point. You've got to start to transition a little bit. So I could see them going with some different guys here. I think Dylan Thieneman, for me, is somebody who's really multiple, and that's something that the Vikings they prioritize pretty heavily. Whether you like Thieneman or McNeil Warren, I think a safety here does make sense for them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because you need offensive linemen, you don't have offensive linemen, you need defensive backs. Running back wise, I mean, very important, but in the end of the day, there's not a lot of good running backs here outside Jeremiah Love. So I would agree. Go with the defensive back. Go with the Thieneman.
The Panthers here, I'll be honest, if they get to this pick and you're trying to figure out how do we help out Bryce Young, and Jordan Tyson is still on the board like he has fallen with us. You've got 6'2" playmaker on one side. You've got 6'5" Ted McMillan on the other. That's, if you're ever going to get the best out of Bryce Young, you triggered the 5th-year option. This is the final chance to see what he's got. This would be the chance to do it. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, then you know you need a new quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, they'd be scary with Jordan Tyson, honestly. If Tyson develops in the right way with like playing alongside Ted McMillan, that team, I mean, the Bucks got a lot of weapons at receiver, don't get me wrong, but the Panthers are right up there as well.
And I would honestly be a little surprised if Tyson fell this far, but the way our board shaped up with the trades and everything, it did. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer. Someone's going to fall, and that would be a no-brainer for the Panthers.
So now you got the Cowboys' second pick of the first round, running back, edge, linebacker, and safety. So probably you're going to go CJ Allen or Akeem Mesidor. I think Allen's better than Mesidor. So I would lean more towards the linebacker there.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a report that basically CJ Allen was the one. He basically called Georgia's defense last year. Glenn Schumann would make situational calls, but just down and checks and everything, it was all CJ Allen at 20 or 21 years old, which is wildly impressive. The other guy I would make a case for is Keldrick Falk, and I think he's going to be pretty horrible at getting after the quarterback. However, he's an excellent run defender, and the Cowboys' run defense was generationally bad. So I think that's the other guy you can make a case for, but I got no problem with CJ Allen.
Yeah, let's go CJ Allen.
Steelers at 21. This is a potential spot for Ty Simpson if he's still on the board, but obviously he's not. It would suck for them if Jordan Tyson was available 2 picks before that, and then all of a sudden he's gone. So, I mean, looking around at the board here, there's not like it's guys, and this is my bias, and this is me. You know, everybody has their own bias. There are guys here that I'm just not thrilled with. So I would be looking at a guy who do I think can really make an impact regardless of position. I like Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I think that guy's really good.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm good with it. My issue is 30 for the ADP. Toledo.
ADP. Who cares? PFF
27. Nah.
That's just their rankings. Who cares?
I guess.
Chargers offensive line got to be Vega Ioane. No questions asked.
Yeah, definitely.
The Eagles at 23. So they are moving off of Dallas Goedert. That's basically been confirmed. So Kenyon Sadiq is going to be a top option for them there. Also might be trading A.J. Brown. So do you look to bring in Denzel Boston? As far as the defensive backs go, they're fine there. I mean, they're losing to Kobe Dean, but they've still got some depth there with Jihad and Bond. So, I mean, Sadiq makes sense from just a positional need. The Eagles have been good about not drafting off of needs. They've been good about drafting off of best player available. But Sadiq did also dominate the combine, so maybe he is just the best player available.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles got a really good defense, so you really don't need as much there. I think you got to focus on the offensive side of the ball. Goddard was a huge piece for you, so probably go with Sadiq there.
The Browns making their second pick. Of course, they got Ty Simpson back at number 6. So now they are looking to support him. You would like to get some playmakers. You also need to replace your offensive line because the entire offensive line is a free agent.
Proctor. I think you got to go
Proctor.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, when you got 5 free agent offensive linemen, you're not going to bring them all back. That's going to be really bad for them. They're going to be so bad next year when you really think about having all. I mean, you're going to retain how many of those offensive linemen you retain? Maybe 2, maybe. And like, if you're a Browns offensive lineman, do you really want to go back to Cleveland to play? Like, you have no chance of winning. You have a bad quarterback. Like, you're going to take less money and probably go somewhere else, unless your kids are in elementary school and they love their teachers.
It's a funny way to phrase that.
I mean, realistically, unless you got roots in Cleveland to this point, like if you're a single guy, just married, whatever, or, like you're dipping. Unless you got kids, like you're not even consider staying in Cleveland.
For the Bears, I really like Lee Hunter here. Their run defense was also abysmal. I said the same thing about the Cowboys earlier on. Run defense was just horrible. Lee Hunter's a dude at like 340 pounds who's just going to take away gaps. And he's also a very good football player. So he's the obvious pick for me.
I still think edge guys are valuable. Like if you need defensive linemen, I know interior wise they need somebody, but like still getting guys that get after the quarterback are valuable. So I more lean the better player, which is Akeem Mesidor.
See, I don't know how his age is going to play into this. Do they wait to get him later because of his age?
I don't think so. He's 24.
24, yeah.
But then you can come in and play right away. Like that's like the value of the 24-year-old is value in the sense of if you're going to have him for one
He'll be
rookie
25
contract.
when the season starts.
But so if you're going to have him for a 4-year deal, right? Like the rookie contract, like, do you really worry about the age? I mean, if he lights the world on fire, that's one thing. But I think you're going to get him for the prime years, then you can get rid of him. And he's in his prime years now, obviously, at 25.
He is in his prime years, but again, it took him until he was 24 to break out against college guys. That scares me.
Yeah, no, I agree. But he's still 24. Like there's value in that. We go. I mean, you had I had tiebreaker last time.
Yeah,
so
I'm getting the tiebreaker. We're going Lee Hunter. I do think Mesidor is certainly in play. It's Mesidor or Cassius Howell here for the Bills. Whoever they're more confident in getting after the quarterback, because they need to get after the quarterback.
Well, let's go Cassius Howell, actually, because the ADP. So we'll give it up to PFF.
Why are you so worried about the ADP? It's just where
ADP matters. ADP
it's
matters.
just where the Pro Football Focus user base is drafting him.
Still, though, we got to go with the average. That's a tiebreaker.
All right.
I love ADP.
The 49ers, I don't know if you saw this. Apparently, Debo could be on his way back there, which would be funny. If they don't go after Debo, they do need a playmaker on the offensive side of the football. I like KC Concepcion a lot. I think that's a really good guy for them. And then also they could be another Mesidor landing spot.
Yeah, I think Concepcion, because again, when we're getting into receivers now, we're getting pretty slim. I mean, you got Denzel Boston there, but I think Concepcion speed, and like that's a huge difference maker, him going with Ricky Pearsall. Also, speaking of the 49ers, RIP to Mac Jones and Sophie Scott. They broke up. Did you see that?
I don't even know who Sophie Scott is.
You don't know? We talked about Sophie Scott. She was the one doing the plays with him. Like she was walking through the plays with
okay.
him.
Well, I didn't know that was her name, but okay.
Broke up with they had a dog together, so it's pretty sad.
I'm sorry. I can tell you're taking this pretty hard.
I am.
KC Concepcion goes to the 49ers at 27. The Texans at 28. They need every position on the offensive line, but I mean, I guess Caleb Lomu is probably the top tackle left, or Blake Miller, depending on how you see it out of those two guys.
I think Lomu, you need offensive linemen. Like you can't afford to draft the best player here because your defense is so good.
Yeah.
You need the best player. You need the best offensive lineman right now.
Yeah, it's Lomu or Blake Miller, and I'm fine going with Lomu.
And like the Texans are a team that could trade up for an offensive lineman. Looking at how good they are on the defensive side of the ball, you really don't have a ton of needs outside the offensive line. Like they might trade up for a guy too.
So the Rams already picked earlier. They got we gave them Mansour Delane, which is a great pick for them. So now they're back. They're probably thinking about offensive line depth as well. Blake Miller is a guy who makes sense for them. And then other than that, you're just figuring out, okay, how do we supercharge this final year of maybe a Super Bowl window, depending on how much Matthew Stafford has got left. I look at these guys and if there's somebody who's going to do that, it's probably Mesidor if he is actually a really good football player. But I mean, the Rams just have a solid roster overall, so nothing really jumps out. I think the position they need is probably offensive line, but Mesidor might be the exception there.
I think Blake Miller. I mean, if we think Mesidor is going to drop because of his age, I lean Blake Miller at tackle.
I'm good with that. So the Broncos, they got to give their boy Bo Nix some help. I mean, they've given him the best offensive line. They've given him a top 3 defense. It's got to be Denzel Boston, or I mean, if you go further down, like Chris Bell, whoever you like, but it's got to be a playmaker.
So, yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of speed and elite.
I mean, they have Cortland Sutton, and that's basically it.
That's it. So you got to go Denzel Boston here. And then I think they potentially trade up for Stowers in the second round.
Okay. The Patriots at 31. Offensive line wasn't good in the Super Bowl, but I mean, it's young guys. You're waiting on them to develop. I think losing Chason, who really did step up for them in the playoffs, probably makes edge a premium here.
Yeah, Mesidor is available. You're probably going Mesidor or Falk.
I would say Mesidor because he's more able to get after the passer.
Yeah.
And then to close it out, it's the Super Bowl champs, who, by the way, are also number 6 in cap space, which is insane. They might go back-to-back. Wouldn't expect it, but like they're going to be good again. This is kind of another premium position because you've invested in the offensive line recently. You could use a running back, but there's not really a guy here that makes sense. Defensively, you're just going to be good everywhere. Josh Jobe is a free agent. Kobe Bryant is a free agent. Reek Woolen is a free agent. So maybe someone like I'm really any of these cornerbacks that they have listed here. Halsey is probably too soon for him. Keontae Scott's a playmaking nickel. D'Angelo Pons is a playmaking nickel. I think it is going to be a defensive back.
Yeah, best available defensive back at this point, which is...
Did I say playmaking nickel for Pons? That's not what I meant. But anyway, sorry.
Best available defensive back right now.
For me, I mean, this is up to your interpretation. I would go Colton Hood. They have Cisse listed above him. I would go Hood, but I'm cool with whatever you want to go with.
Yeah, Hood's fine. It's going to be defensive back.
We'll put Colton Hood there to the Seahawks at 32.
How'd we do?
And here's our mock draft.
Great. Does it grade it?
No, it grades it when you do one team.
Gotcha. I like it.
We got
good.
Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders, Ruben Bain to the Jets, Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs in a trade-up situation, Arvell Reese to the Titans at 4, Francis Maianoa to the Giants, Ty Simpson goes 6 to the Browns, David Bailey, Carnell Tate, Monroe Freeling, and Sonny Styles in the top 10. Some other notable ones, Mekhi Lemon and Caleb Downs and Mansour Delane. Avion Terrell to the Jets, the Enemans, the Vikings, Jordan Tyson falls to the Panthers, Sadiq to the Eagles, Concepcion to the Niners, and then Blake Miller to the Rams, and the Super Bowl champs get Colton Hood.
I like it.
I think it's good. And things are going to change again because we're just in that period, and free agency is going to shake some things up as well. But coming out of the combine, I think this is a solid look.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. I think it's a good, this one feels better than the first one we did.
Well, whatever thoughts you guys got on this, whatever opinions you have, make sure you throw it down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, hit the like button because that is the number one way you can support us. And as always, make sure you are subscribed so you never miss out on our daily uploads.
What a day talking about football, a little mock draft, quarterback movement, guys. We are here throughout the entire draft process, throughout free agency, breaking it all down for you guys. We appreciate you joining us. That was Ride the Line, greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. Grant, take us out here.
We appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you have hit the like and the hype buttons if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. And whatever thoughts you got, throw them in the comment section below. We will catch you all in the next episode of Ride the Line.